your favorite Japanese friend in Japan, and today I just realized that I kind of have a sore throat. I want to speak a little bit higher, but I can't because if I do, my voice cracks. Oh my gosh, my voice. And I was thinking of the reason why, and I realized that I yelled at my father for a while last night because we got in a fight. Well, that proves that I'm still a teenager. So I'm in the process of renovating my channel just because I want to feel new and organized and so on. So I'm going to start this series named Ask Yoko, which I hope will last. So in Ask Yoko episodes, I'm going to answer one question per video, which is obvious. And so if you have any question you want me to answer, hashtag Ask Yoko and tweet at me or leave some comments below so that I can answer you one day, maybe, hopefully. By the way, this channel is supported by, of course, people like you guys and also my awesome friends on Patreon. If you're new to my channel and curious about my Patreon community, I'll put the link below, so check it out. Today's question is something that I saw in the comment sections of my videos. I actually saw that like multiple times, and it is, isn't political correctness a Western thing? Why are you talking about it like your problem? Is that why you think? Of course it's a Japanese problem as well. Political correctness. So what is the background to keep in mind regarding political correctness in Japan? I'm gonna suggest three main things. One, the Japanese Communist Party exists here in Japan like all the other parties. The Japanese Communist Party, of course, started off as the branch of Comintern back in the day, but yeah, they still exist. It says so on their website, and yeah, they are legal here in Japan. Two, leftists here have strong networks with leftists overseas that are campaigning things, like I said in my previous video on Professor DUDDEN, who is a leftist. Three, our mainstream media in Japan is mostly left as well. So I read and watch the news in the world today, and looking at other countries, I do think that Japan is fortunate still in a lot of aspects, but these backgrounds that I just mentioned mean that we are dealing with pretty much the same problems here in Japan as well, because we have the same socialist flow from the New Deal generation, and also right now our enemies are the same. So now, what you're waiting for, let's get into the actual topic of today. So as far as I can find online, PC started to have influence in Japan in the 80s, and some books and creative content were prohibited, it seems, but I don't think that I could list everything and I could learn everything in such a short period of time. So in this video I will give you guys the very well-known 7 examples, and it's all about our language. The 3 first examples are on gender free and the rest are on race, kids, handicaps, and diseases. I'm gonna slide a light here so you can see here, okay? So number 1, the most well-known example on PC in Japan is, of course, nurse. We were using the expression kangofu or kangoshi, but people started to say that it should be gender-free as the last letter of each represents female or male. Now we call all nurses kangoshi. So everyone here in Japan is kangoshi if they have the job. Number 2, our expressions for nursery teachers changed as well. So we used to call them hobo if they are females and also hofu if they are males, but we now call them all hoikushi for the same reason. And the third one, this might be something that you can relate because it probably happened in your country as well, but it is flight attendant. We used to call them stewardess. As a little girl growing up, I used to long for stewardess women because they looked so cool, you know, and there were even like TV shows with a title that said stewardess. So now we call them either flight attendant or cabin attendant. Flight attendant or cabin attendant. I don't know if that makes sense in English. And the 4th PC I'm going to introduce is on race. Race in Japan? So the color pencil industry changed the name of a color. So the color is something that's called hadairo in Japanese, and it literally means the color of skin, and it looks like this. You see at the top it is my skin color too, like it totally matches and you can't really see. That's a Japanese skin color. And what happened to the Japanese skin color? So as you guys can tell, some people started to complain that now there are people with different skin colors and that we should all respect that or whatsoever, and therefore now we call the color pale orange. Is this pale orange? I don't think so. It's our skin color. And what's interesting is that even the 600,000 Korean people living here in Japan, they have the same skin color as us. Like, yes, there are some foreigners here and some mixed people here that are beautiful, but in my opinion as a Japanese, it's so ridiculous and stupid that this argument is happening in Japan. Why? Because there are foreigners in Japan, but they came here by their choice, by their free will, you know? So, like, those foreigners, they knew what we looks like and they knew that what they were putting themselves into, right? And why do we have to change things around for them who came by their free will? Like, what are they, like invaders? Calm down, Yoko, calm down. Number freaking 5. Another kind is kodomo, which means children. So the first letter means a child and the other one means plural, I believe. But the two letters as a set usually means a child in a singular form nowadays. But the thing is that the last letter alone means offerings to kami, like kami-sama, meaning like God or super spirits or whatever, like something divine, you know. And some people find it discriminative for some reason. So the leftist spread such an idea to use hiragana, our simplified version of our writing for the letter, so that it wouldn't mean offerings anymore. But these two letters, kodomo, is an idiomatic phrase, meaning that you can't split and change things around, you know, like, I'll show you guys how ridiculous that is. So let's take the word hello. So H-E-L-L-O, hello, and hey, look at it. There's hell inside of the greeting. Oh, it's so demonizing. We have to get rid of hell and change it to something more happy. It can be anything, but do you get what I'm trying to say? Like, they split the world and take it out of context and turn it into something else. Like, they do that everywhere on different kinds of things. Kodomo is a word, one word that consists of two letters, and that works two letters as a set, and you can't just cut it and change things. And it needs a specific writing or else it wouldn't mean the same, you know what I mean? And that's why Abe administration had to take back the phrase in 2013. Like, seriously, they announced that they will use the original writing form in their official documents. Let's go on. Number 6, shougaisha, which means handicapped people. Now some people write the second letter with hiragana, our simplified way. So the second letter alone means harm, but the first two letters as a set mean obstacles, which we call shougai, and the last one means a person. And 3 letters as a set, it means a person with handicap, you know, like obstacles. And so of course it doesn't mean that they are the obstacle of the society, but the left always try to change things around. Number 7 is diseases. We also changed the name of several diseases for supposedly less discriminative expression according to the leftists, but for me it just got complicated. Like, now we don't really understand what's wrong with the patient, you know. It would be a disaster to try to talk about medical terms to non-Japanese speakers, so I'm not gonna do it, but just know that they change things around for diseases as well. Oh, so I guess we are done now, so I can slide back. These changes though in our language equal to deny our history, our culture, our tradition, which defined our tribe or our nation, and that's why I hate this type of stuff. For us Japanese, it affects our imagination as well as, like, you can just visually see like what it means, and we feel certain things when we look at the language. It's letters, but it's pictures at the same time, you know what I mean? There must be many reasons why leftists do this type of stuff to our language, but what I noticed is that one of the reasons they do this is because they are working on the obscurantist policy. I hope that I pronounced it well, but basically to make people dumb. If people become more stupid, then they can eventually weaken our nation. If they can make us dumb through our language, like every time we use a stupid language, we make ourselves dumb. As you guys probably know, in colonized places, the local language gets deprived. Why? Because that way they can't think well with a new language because they're not used to. And the language from another country doesn't have your cultural values in it. So it destroys your way of thinking, it destroys your culture and everything. So I'm thinking that political correctness has that kind of aspect as well. And political correctness is of course the foundation of complete equality, which will eventually lead to more globalism than communism. I would love to talk about the extreme state of political correctness, like what kind of world would it create, you know? Like, I just want people to be responsible for what they are insisting, you know, to change things around. I bet that you guys hate it too, but I really hate political correctness especially because I have to feel tensed, you know, like I get the feeling of pressure. Like I always have to question myself, like, oh, maybe I'm saying this wrong, maybe I'm doing this wrong, that sort of things. And it's not good, guys. Like, you have to constantly pay attention to what you say, what you do. It's like you're the police of yourself. And just by the little words that you use, you feel like an awful person to cross the line or something, even though the actual problem is how people look at things. I understand that some people are sensitive and that they get offended very easily, but you know what? Stress doesn't come from things themselves. That's why under the same circumstances, there are happy people and depressed people, you know? It's all about the thoughts you decide to have looking at things. So why does a society have to spoil the immature people? What we need to do is not prohibiting people from saying things, doing things, but to teach the immature people how to think about things, you know? What liberal people or non-political people misunderstand most is that they believe that it originally comes from people being nice. It's not. If political correctness actually came from people being nice, then it wouldn't be the professional leftists that belong to parties or leftist organizations that start the campaign. You know? What you and I need to do is stop the people that blindly go after what sounds good. And how do we do that? I think you and I need to start spreading the information on who came up with the idea of PC and who is encouraging PC like as an activity, you know. Also, we need to let them know the actual purpose behind political correctness campaign and what benefits will be given to what kind of people, that sort of things, you know. I don't blame all the people, you know, they're just ignorant. You know, they don't want to be ignorant. They think that they know, but they don't, and they need to realize that. And in order to let them know that, we need to give them the actual information. Anyway, to answer the question of this episode, political correctness is political correctness is our problem in Japan as well. I'm not trying to be dramatic or anything, but we are in this together, seriously. And the left has a master plan, don't you think? So non-left people, I think, in the world should have a master plan too. I think like a common idea, common strategy. What I've been realizing lately is that we should not be reactive to the left, but we have to be proactive, meaning that we have to lead this battle, you know, like we need to create our own battlefield and invite the left in, not the other way around like it's happening in the world today. So it seems to me that we need to start thinking about our ideal life where we cherish our tradition, culture, like difference, boundaries, nature, and so forth, religion as well. If you already have a vision in your head, then please let it out and tell me, because I'm curious. So I'm gonna end this episode here. So thanks for watching this first episode of Ask Yoko. Woohoo! So historical, hopefully. So if you have any question you want me to answer, like on politics, history, or Japanese things whatsoever, aside from personal life, Because that would be, this is a political channel, you know. If you have any question, hashtag ask Yoko, and also probably put up mark random Yoko, that would be helpful. Yeah, tweet at me or leave some comments below. I hope to make more videos, so if you haven't, subscribe to this channel and also check out my Patreon. So until next time, take care, and I will talk to you guys later. Bye!